Let's meet the gentleman behind the very attractive voice. Please welcome to Comic-Con, Benedict Cumberbatch, everybody. Benedict Cumberbatch. Take a seat. It's all fine.
Wow. You exist. You only ever get to see this normally. I've never seen this before. It's amazing. Yeah. Hello.
First Comic-Con, Benedict? The first time you've been here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I think you'll have a nice time. Many people are happy that you're here.
Oh, well. Many of me are happy too.
Yeah. You tell me a little bit about the chap, the wolfy chap that you play in the film?
No, I can't. It's classified.
Ah, so he's the head of a classified organization.
Yeah, he's a sort of all-action wolf, basically, and he heads up this team called the North Wind, which looks after animal welfare wherever it needs looking after. And he knows about this plot, and he's after Octavius Brine, and secons the penguins to try and get as much information out of them as possible.
So he recruits the penguins then?
He recruits the penguins, yeah.
Sort of CIA, animal CIA type thing?
Yeah. He doesn't. It's not like extraordinary rendition or anything. It's a little bit more hospitable than that. He kind of brings them into North Wind and tries to get information so that he can take his team to do the professional work for them. And he really underestimates what they're capable of and overestimates what he's capable of.
And you enjoy, because you like John, you've been known to do other work involving your entire body in the acting as well. You enjoy the animation. You enjoy the experience.
I like to use my body. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do. I mean, it's very weird on that level because you're in isolation. The first time I met John was yesterday, and I got to ask him, this legend of acting, this extraordinary, brilliant man. The first question I got to ask him was something like, "So, what was it like playing an evil octopus?" Not really. But the point is that we've never been in a room together, and right. I think we were both sold the job on that front. So Jeffrey's got something to answer for.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now listen, this is for both of you because when Jeffrey asked me to do the Dragon movie, and then after I said yes, then I had to kind of do a tape where he checked that I was okay. Did you have to go through that? No, you didn't, did you? No, you didn't, Mr. Cumberbatch, Mr. Malkovich. Oh, sure, come this way. Audition? No, have a latte, gentlemen.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't.
So you didn't have to do it then?
No.
You're very lucky.
Well, that seems fair, though. It seems fair, I suppose, in a way. They didn't ask you to host this either, did they?
No.
Well, so you all work together all the time then? Do you three directors work with each actor at a time, or do you split up and you can have, head them off at the pass sort of idea?
We try to work together when we can.
Right.
The more heads we get in the room, the better. But the main thing is to get these guys in the room and let them just have fun with it. So there's an awful lot of improvisation that goes on, an awful lot of back and forth and ideas, and it's what the process allows us to do is kind of be a free form.
Do you like having actors more than one at a time? I mean, I think there might be quite a power play in just splitting the actors up so that they don't kind of go in, because you know what actors are like. They go into the tea room and they start having ideas, and then they come back to you and talk to you about things. Yeah. You don't have to deal with any of that because there's no. That's why you do it.
That's the
isn't it?
secret. You've discovered our secret.
Yeah. No. Do you like having them together? Does it help?
Honestly, it's down to schedule.
Right.
90% of the time, it's almost impossible to get the two people, especially of this caliber, in the same room at the same time.
Is the implication there that it would be fine if it was me? Because that's what I'm getting.
No. And I'm not saying that.
I'm free all the time.
Yeah. Well, you're there anyway. Yeah. Now, did you do the scratch voice? Was that the thing? You did the scratch voice and then you became the...
Yeah, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, pretty much. The scratch voice, But I'd love to have 25 bags of Cheetos and work with Benedict if he was game.
Yeah,
I was a scratch voice.
Announcement coming up about an app demonstration. DreamWorks are launching an app this morning called the Surveillance app. It does a couple of things. First, the penguins. Apparently, that's the idea. The penguins are providing security at Comic-Con this year. You can listen live to their conversation on walkie-talkies, which is a form of phone they used to use.
Sir, I know we're at Comic-Con to do security, but would it be okay if we also promoted our movie, DreamWorks Penguins of Madagascar, in theaters this Thanksgiving?
You want to promote our movie, DreamWorks Penguins of Madagascar, in theaters this Thanksgiving? Koski, promoting DreamWorks Penguins of Madagascar in theaters this Thanksgiving. Be good.
Roger that. But what do I do with all this promotional swag?
Put it in the hands of every single human in San Diego.
Okay. I think the only part I'm having trouble with is the idea that Comic-Con would need security. What are you going to do? You're nice. All right. The Ultimate Penguin Photobomb app is incredibly easy to use. With this app, you can make a penguin's photobomb any photo you have or take. Here are some examples. Do we have some examples of? There you are. There you are. Uh-huh. Did you awe the cat? You awed the cat. All right. Oh, right. Okay. It's very easy to do. Apparently, I'm sorry for this infomercial. It was just something I do spontaneously from time to time. Step one is what you download the app from iTunes or Google Play or whatever illegal method you nerds know about that they don't. And what you do is you use the app to take a photo. Apparently, we have pulled a person from the audience out of the Q&A line. Has it started, the Q&A line? Has it started? Where is it? It hasn't started yet? Oh, it's over there. All right, we're going to pull someone out of the Q&A line and show you how easy it is to use. Oh, there he is. Hi.
Sure.
Hi, guy from the Q&A line. What's your name, sir?
My name is Mike.
Hey, Mike. All right, we'll take a photo of you. Yeah.
Guys, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Nice to meet you guys.
Once you've taken the photograph, well done, Mike, and congratulations. You'll never sleep again. What we'll do is now we add the penguin. You take the photo and you add the penguins, apparently. Can you do that with the app? Has that been done? Has anyone done that? Or not? I think I just made this up. Right, once you've taken the photo, you add the photobombing penguins. In the final step, you can decide to send the photo to the North Wind using hashtag penguin protection, which is nothing to do with prophylactics. I thank you, those of you that wanted me to be a little bit smuttier this morning. Or you can send the photo to Dave, Dave the Octopus, of course, using hashtag penguins for Dave. All right, and every 2 weeks you can win prizes from the North Wind or from Dave. I don't know what the prizes are. I think DreamWorks give you your own movie. I think that's what they give you. Or if you're an actor, you get to be in the movie without Jeffrey checking you out. All right, cast continues discussion spontaneously with cast members taking questions from the audience. All right, this is the big Comic-Con thing, of course. We take questions from the audience. The panel here are available to your questions. We're set up over here. Before we begin, one last warning. Any questions about Sherlock, Comic-Con is cancelled. Or perhaps it's fine. I don't know. All right. Do we have a first question, please? Identify yourself.
My name is William. I just want to say thank you, John and Benedict, for coming to San Diego.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
Benedict, my friend would absolutely faint to ask you directly, so that's why I'm here.
Okay.
We just want to know, for Penguins of Madagascar and other voiceover roles, what's the process that you go through to convey so much emotion into the movie from the cold sound booth?
It's sheer hell. You have to go undercover for a long time. I worked in Yellowstone Park as a wolf for a while.
Method.
I was accepted into the back quite quickly. Got a bit hairy when, no pun intended, when I became the alpha male. That's happened in about 3 weeks. And then about a month into it, I realized that 2 of the other wolves were Christian Bale and Daniel Day-Lewis. So, yeah, it was fun out there. The hardest thing is getting unwolfed, actually. You know, going to the bathroom, that's a new education. And eating habits are a little bit awkward. And don't put any kittens in front of me. But apart from that, it's great fun. I mean, in all seriousness, you know, you throw yourself around a little bit. It's not like motion capture. It's not like the sort of full body experience that is. But yeah, there are only certain things you can actually make your voice do without moving. So at times I was imagining things hitting me whilst holding onto a plane. Plot spoiler, I don't know. And yeah, that just takes you arsing about and being a bit of a wally and having no inhibitions whatsoever, which I appear to have none of. But no, I did. I enjoyed it. It was great fun. Thank you for your question.
Well, there you are then. Let me just say, before we continue, that the first 10 people in line are going to receive who are asking questions, are receiving a secret skipper thumb drive. Some of the material we've seen today has been loaded onto those thumb drives, and DreamWorks would like you to start pushing it out for them. Oh. Perhaps that was just a secret. Forget I said that last bit. All right, your next question, please.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Jada.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Georgia, but I've lived here in San
Okay, not the whole thing,
years.
just now.
Okay. My question is for Benedict.
Surprisingly.
Sorry, I can ask you a question.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay, what is the thing that attracted you most to Classified's character to make you want to bring this character to life?
To work with the Penguins, really. I mean, you know, the whole kind of Bond pastiche that he is. This guy who's got all the professionalism, he's got all the tools, he's got a team, he's got this kind of slick operation, and yet it sometimes only goes skin deep. So he's completely. There's a nice vulnerability to him, and he has to learn. He has to learn to abandon planning and embrace just running at the problem, rather like the Penguins do. And I like that idea. I like the idea of unpacking a spy and trying to make them a little bit more human, if that makes any sense when you're playing a wolf. But yeah, it was that really, and also just the pedigree of this studio's work. They make me laugh. They make the kids that I've seen the films with laugh. So I thought I'd try and give it a go myself. And I've never done this kind of work. I've never done a narration for an animation before. I mean, a voice for an animation before. So all of that. And this one here, I heard about his casting, and that got me very excited. And the Penguins themselves, I mean, they're just winning characters. So yeah, all those reasons.
Yes, indeed. Do we have someone else in line?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Madeline Greenblatt. I'm from Texas.
Okay.
And I teach 3rd grade, and all of my kids love all the Madagascar movies, all of books and everything, and it influences their lives. And I want to know what characters, books as a child did that for you, and how you bring it to screen for the whole panel.
See, so well, who began this process? Who began the Penguins of Madagascar? I guess you were right there at the beginning, right, Tom?
I'd like Benedict to answer this question.
We'll get to him. He'll get to him. But what influenced you as a child? It's a fair question. What made you laugh when you were a kid?
Well, I was born in the '60s, so I think
so LSD?
TV.
Oh, right, yeah.
Was the books of the '60s.
Right. So, what TV shows did you watch?
Well, I think, Star Trek. But
there's a risk at Comic-Con.
Well, no, I think, there was always these groups. I think, from SWAT to the A-Team, Star Trek, the Penguins are a bit of an amalgam of all these shows. And they took the best of international characters, brought them together into a kind of a underdog group that saw nothing as impossible. And that's really who the Penguins are. And they are just a combination of all these, whether it be, Stalag 17 or the Dirty Dozen or, Spock and Kirk. It's trying to get the best of all these characters that come together And what's great about the Penguins, they're these huge personalities in a tiny package. And that's the inspiration.
What about you, John? I imagine you're just slightly off the beaten track in the terms of a childhood influences, would you be?
I actually had quite eclectic tastes, and I liked anything, a huge number of things, but only if they starred Haley Mills. And,
you never disappoint me, John. Never.
And I also was a huge fan of Leave It to Beaver. So those were my two big cultural links.
Yeah, no, I could see now. It makes perfect sense. Benedict, what about you? What kind of lit your torch when you were a kid for entertainment?
The Hobbit actually did, and that's not
really. Yeah.
That was the first book my dad ever read to me, so that
Right.
was in my head as an imaginary space when I was a kid going to sleep at night. I don't know how healthy that is, but it was. It turned out all right, and yeah, that was a wonderful influence, and spawned my interest in the written word having the power to create those imaginary worlds. Beyond that, television-wise, all sorts of things. I mean, I was a kid of the 80s, so, you know, the A-Team, Werewolf, Manimal, all those kind of, Knight Rider, and then Gentle Ben, too, because I shared the name with an egotist at a young age. It was, yeah, so a fair old mixture. But yes, I grew up with two actors, so stories abounded. Probably adult stories I shouldn't have been hearing at the age I heard them. But also, you know, they were very good at creating worlds and characters for me to imagine in my mind.
That's very nice. Yes, thank you very much. What a lovely question. Thank you, lady from Texas. Next lady. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Marissa.
Hi.
Firstly, I want to say hi, Craig.
Hi.
My dad and I watch your show every night. Totally love you. And then, okay, I'm going to try not to cry. Benedict, you're... I'm being
Yes, I'll try not to cry too then.
We'll all try together.
Yeah.
So I'm studying media in London right now, and my question was, you know, you said you're new to voice acting, and I was wondering what new techniques you needed to bring to the table versus like stage or screen acting.
I mean, I've done a bit of radio, so that's probably the most helpful medium to cabin pressure. And thank you. And book reads, and that's very hard. Actually, the hardest thing, the most useful thing, is to do an adaptation of a book, because you are the book. You're the narrative voice, but you're also all the individual characterizations. So that you really do get that ego trip of playing all the parts, and with that you have to imagine a lot of the scenarios. And listen, this is a great team of writers and directors and artists who can lead you through step by step to give you a very firm idea of how to contextualize any moment, but you still have to take a little leap yourself to get there. But it's not like doing a book read. That's the hardest thing I'd say I have ever done vocally. So with their help, their scripts and their genius, it's kind of a walk in the park, and you just get to end up... Improvisation is very important. So being able to be free with an idea, push an idea, go too far, come back, do the full circle thing you do in rehearsals, you know, good idea at the beginning, awful ideas for the rest of it, and coming back to the same good idea or all right idea. That process is really important, not to be frightened of experimenting. Where are you studying media?
St. Mary's University in Twickenham.
Oh, nice part of the world. Yeah, very good. How's it going?
Really, really good. I love it.
Really, really, really good. Well, the Sherlock studios aren't far from there. Did you know that? Oh, I'm not allowed to mention Sherlock. Sorry. I actually cut my mic off at the very moment I said that word.
That's it.
Sorry.
Did you do any work with other actors, either one of you, or did you?
No, I was really gutted about that, because I was really looking forward to working with the Penguins and John and my team. I've not met a single one of my team, so it's really bizarre, and that's almost the hardest thing. You don't have the usual camaraderie which you do in most other mediums, but I didn't really for for Smaug either, because I was in a room, I was doing motion capture, and Martin was in England and would have been the size of a fleck of dust on the carpet if he had been there. It would have been pretty difficult to imagine him as that. And so I had a great actor reading off lines, like I did every single session with recording this. But yeah, you don't build that chemistry, you don't build that thing, and that you're not. So you're improvising against brilliant writers in the studio somewhere, listening and watching. And these are my two first audience, all of our first audience. And if you make them laugh, you know you're somewhere in the right ballpark, and they just keep on going with it.
Do you ever feel slightly intimidated that when you're improvisation, because the fact that these guys have written the script and they really want you to say their words, but you really want to say other words which you think may possibly be better? Oh,
no.
Hit a nerve, gentlemen.
No, that's not fair. I always read their lines first.
No, of course, but I think that, you know, I feel that because I've done the same type of thing, and when you work with people who have written the script, I sometimes feel a little awkward about, you know, futzing with it when, you know, they've been doing it. When it's just a director who didn't write it, I'm like, what the hell, let's have a go at this, you know.
Yeah, and being a theatre, originating in theatre, the text is paramount.
You have to honour the text. That's the
I'm
thing,
always very respectful of that, and then I will go into improv. John, what do you feel about this?
Well, also growing up in the theatre, you really didn't touch a text, and I didn't start doing it at all in movies, meaning making any changes to the text, until finally I realized at a certain point in time when I was asked to do a project, I would say, yes, that's very nice, but, and it's a very nice structure, and it's a fantastic idea, and none of the characters in any way exhibit any kind of human behavior that's, or dialogue that's at all recognizable. Is there any plan afoot to change that? That fact on the ground, and they would always say, we're doing, that's good, we've done that.
You magnificent bastard.
And then eventually I just started doing it myself. But with this one, it's quite complicated because they're actually very happy for anything you want to throw out there. But of course, we don't actually know what it's going to be.
Right.
So that makes improvisation quite complicated.
Right. It has to be within certain parameters then.
Yeah, because you really don't know if you knew, okay, we're going to be Skyping each other, and I'm too stupid to Skype my character, and in fact, I'm so stupid I can't even find my reading glasses, then I might be able to say something. But we in general don't know those things.
No. And you're
beforehand.
Not improvising with someone else. You're not getting
right.
That's right. And you know that rule of not putting a block up and continuing the conversation.
And I wonder if the improvisation continues over into the animation process. That if you have an idea for a scene and you're working with an actor, and an actor has an idea, or something occurs organically when you're in the process, will that change the way you approach the scene visually?
Oh, sure, absolutely. I mean, these guys were throwing out lots of fantastic stuff. I mean, oftentimes the script is the starting point.
Right.
And then you work the scene and work the scene and work the scene, and then you get this fantastic gold that comes out of it, which is you get the substance of the scene, but not in the way that was originally written. But it's fantastic. It's much better.
Good. I'm very
and, you know, also text. Text, I don't know if you'd feel this way, but text is a very odd thing. I've done, I think, every phrase in this, including every word, at least 100 times, if not 1,000.
Yeah.
But often with text, even if it's just a word, Dave, you never really get to the bottom of it. So a lot of actors, before wanting to move on and saying, hey, I did this twice. Sorry. I covered every possible option. I said Dave twice. Okay. But a lot of actors really want to go through also every possible way of doing it. And sometimes one of those ways is actually preferable or right or more correct. And that's another reason why, although I don't necessarily, I'm not trying to say we're extremely reticent to try and add something. It's just that that can be more complicated than just making a clever phrase.
Right.
Because we may not have gotten to the bottom of what's already on the page.
Yes. Oh, thank you for alerting me, lady with the sign. That says 15 minutes on it. Yes. Thank you, John. Next question, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, what's your name?
China.
What's your name?
My name is Lin.
Okay, Lin.
I'm from China.
Okay.
And I do eat octopus, just if you're wondering. But not when they are our pets or when they are our friends or both. Since you more or less has already answered my question, so I'll come up with a new question, which is for Benedict and for John. So what do you think is the major difference when you are performing in an adult movie like rated R or above, and with like PG-13 or PG movies?
Gentlemen, what's the difference when you're in adult movies as opposed to...
do you want to go first?
Grow up!
One is happier in adult movies.
Is it even a consideration, or you just exist within the world? That's it?
I don't really think about the ratings. I don't understand them very well either. You know, you can chop someone's head off, all of their extremities, make a milkshake, and people go, it's good, it's good. But if you show part of someone's thigh or upper arm, we can have that.
Other arm?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very strict in San Diego, Benedict. Very, very strict.
Other arm.
I am actually flaunting the law right now.
Wow.
Yes, do we have another question? Do we? Yes, hello, sir, and your friend.
My name is David Bledsoe. I'm from Tampa, Florida.
Hi, David.
And I love the footage from the movie, but my friend and I noticed that there weren't any raccoons in the movie, and was wondering if you were planning to put raccoons or other animals in the movie, or maybe in sequels like Raccoons of Madagascar or something of that nature.
Any raccoon plans, gentlemen?
Well, we hadn't thought of that's a great idea.
Yeah.
We're gonna get right on it.
We'll get right on it right now.
Yeah, if you head to the site here, Jeffrey Katzenberg will take your idea and pay you $1 million for it.
You might also take a look at Over the Hedge. I think there's a raccoon in there.
Oh yeah, the Over the Hedge had that had a raccoon in it. Yeah. Hello, young lady.
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Heidi. I'm also from Florida.
Oh, well, welcome.
And I'm with the Three Patch podcast. And we have a question mostly for Benedict.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, someone sort of asked it or you sort of answered it before, but what's the different process for you in working on something animated like this versus a radio show where you not only have your co-workers with you, but also an audience?
That's kind of it. I'm struggling to think of what
Yeah,
new insight I can give.
you kind of covered.
I kind of, yeah, I hate to say it, but I kind of have. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you.
I mean, sorry.
I think Mr. Cumberbatch was very erudite and covered it quite expertly before. So you know, let's
Oh, poor guy.
go there again.
Do you want to ask something else?
Yeah, you could ask something else. Yeah.
Ask what my shoe size is.
What's your shoe size?
That's a whole other arm.
Hey. Why not sneak in a Sherlock question? Sneak in a Sherlock question.
Sorry, they're officially telling me I'm not allowed to ask about Sherlock, so I'll just say, what's your experience seeing all of us at Comic-Con?
Right, okay, go on, sorry.
Will you come back for Sherlock next year?
Yeah. Oh, here. I see what you mean by come back here. I thought you meant come back as Sherlock. Possibly. I'd love to, but it's timing.
I think that's a tentative maybe. Do we have another question?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of hard to follow. My name is Jonathan, and I'm from Phoenix.
Hi, Jonathan.
Tom, I don't know if you remember me from a few years back.
Wait, hold up the wristband again? Yeah!
What's going on? You guys got a past? What happened?
Just the con.
Oh, yeah? What happens in the con stays in the con.
All right.
Good to see you, Jonathan.
Good to see you, too. All right.
Hey, come on. What is it? You got to tell us.
All right. I'm going to give John and Benedict a break and direct this question to Simon, Eric, and Tom.
Okay.
Two-part question. When you started developing the movie, was it a conscious decision to kind of build new characters as opposed to pulling characters from the TV show? That's the worst part. And you guys want to answer?
Yeah. Whoa. This sounds a little bit like two questions to me.
Yeah.
Never mind. I mean, please, if you can.
Yeah, no, it's a deliberate decision that we wanted to take the penguins out of their comfort zone and take them worldwide and put them on a world globe-trotting adventure and meet new characters along the way.
This also is, in a sense, a sequel to Madagascar 3. It exists in the world of the films and not in the world of the TV show, which was kind of an alternate reality where Julian was at the zoo. And so this kind of maintains the continuum from the feature films. But then from there, as Simon is saying, we wanted to pull the penguins out, make them the stars, and put them into some place that should challenge them and, you know, get them out of their comfort zone a little bit. And so we've got Benedict's character and John's character to really put on the pressure.
Yeah, shake it up a little.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that answered the second question, so.
All right, good. Well, if I can, thank you for that question. We have only time for one more question. So one more question, please, and that would be it. Hello, young lady. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm from Fort Myers, Florida.
Hi there.
My question is for John and for Benedict.
Mm-hmm.
You've both played villains. If you had your choice, what classic comic book hero would you like to play?
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
That's a good one.
We didn't ask for suggestions from the floor.
Lois Lane, maybe?
Benedict, any idea?
Nurse Normal. Wait for it. Penny Drop. Yeah, oh, yeah. That was a joke on Doctor Strange. I don't know. Batman, I guess, yeah.
Sounds like a rather splendid idea to me. I'm afraid that's all we have time for from the floor. So before we conclude, I have a special treat for you, apparently. First of all, please thank the cast and filmmakers from... Thank you, Mr. Madagascar. Benedict Cumberbatch, John Malkovich, Tim McGrath, Eric Darnell, Simon J. Smith. Thank you.
Thank you.
And yes, you can if you want. Off you go then. Off you go, everyone. Thank you.